Hey everyone, fucking movie review
Fuck
here.
you. Fuck you, everyone.
The movie we'll be reviewing today is a classic from 1996, themed with this weekend's activities.
You blew the date on them already, because that was going to be part of our discovery, wasn't it? We were trying to figure out what year it was made in.
Oh, were we?
I don't know. Okay, the movie is what?
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Independence Day, 1996.
We watched it on July 4th.
We were trying to figure out what the fuck year this was because, like, one of the first scenes, like, the radars are off the grid, you know, and like they have to call the governor to like wake him up or the head NSA
he picks
agent
up
or
a
whatever.
phone,
He picks up a telephone and he literally punches it in with his fingers, and like the phone rings like a fucking old timey telephone,
and
then he picks it up and he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I'm like, "You gotta get down here. The pie graphs are off the fucking chart."
I'm like, wait, Evan. Because everyone listening to this knows Independence Day. There's no one who hasn't seen it. So we're just going to discuss how.
Let me give you a couple other examples because I have them fresh in my head. All right. So when the news people start reporting that there's spaceships or something interfering in the atmospheres of these major cities, what they do is they have a scene in the White House, which is one of the most influential fucking positions you can be in 1996.
You got a lot of money in the White House.
The fucking president of the United States.
He's going to have the best technology.
This is back before Lil Wayne was like right up there, like making a same amount.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus wasn't born yet, was she?
No, she was not born yet. Miley Cyrus was born in like 1994. Well, maybe she was.
Okay,
I don't know.
She was young.
Anyways, so what they do when they're watching the news report is these guys roll out this big fucking wooden box TV. It's like a 36-inch TV on a cart that they fucking wheel out.
And a guy has to get on his knees, right? And turn that bitch on.
Oh, yeah. There's not even a fucking remote for it. Some intern, some guy who's also, like, takes his coat and, like, makes sure he has an umbrella.
Black, which we thought was funny.
He just happens to be black, which I don't know if that was a thing or not.
Like, back then,
but
Obama was the president.
He runs over there like, yes, massa, I'm going to turn your TV on for you.
Gets on his knees and turns
He gets on his knees and his fucking uniform, which he has to keep immaculate.
Well, so we have to explain to people your point. 2 examples is enough.
I've got one more example.
No. Okay.
I've got one more example.
Okay.
And this is the other thing as well that really fucks with our head is because we thought that this was like the pinnacle of technology.
Well, that's what I was trying to get to.
We thought a fucking 27-inch TV that could roll out in front of the office would be fucking cool.
You're blowing my point now.
All right. So the third thing that I want to give you an example of how fucking we think that this movie is so fucking dated. So when they finally get the radar report and they have the satellite image of the fucking mothership shooting out smaller ships, it's in the guy fucking walks through with the briefcase. And they're like, all right, here he comes. He's got the most freshest information from CIA or Intel or whatever. He comes over, clears the space on the fucking Oval Office coffee table, opens up, after he puts a fucking key in, opens up this fucking briefcase, right? And then in the briefcase, he punches a couple of buttons and then turns like a lever. And then what happens next is fucking amazing. Like a laminated piece of foam core board that has a color photocopy of a radar printout pops up, and then a little tiny little light pops on to illuminate everything. And that is the entire sole purpose of this fucking briefcase.
All right.
He didn't have an iPad. He didn't have a fucking laptop.
We get it.
He didn't have a fucking laser pointer.
The technology is fucking old. You know what I mean? But that's what your point was. Your half-hour point on that the technology is old is that we used to think it was the pinnacle of technology.
Yeah, right?
So the movie turned from being like a cool movie into a parody.
Yeah.
Like we were watching it and we were laughing, we weren't in suspense. We were laughing the whole time.
Yeah, that's like if you see a movie and someone's like, oh, hey, I made a floppy disk for you. And you're like, floppy disk, I remember those.
I don't remember Independence Day being funny. I was like tripped out almost.
No, because it wasn't. When someone said, oh, man, I've got the knock list. It's here on this floppy drive. That was just like, oh, shit, it's on a floppy drive. He's got files from one computer to another computer.
Believe that shit.
That shit is crazy.
Now you watch it, it was a fucking joke, dude.
Dude, even like flash drives. If someone's like, oh, I've got it on a flash drive here. We were like, dude, you don't have a fucking cloud?
Yeah, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So that was really crazy for me because when you said let's watch Independence Day, I got like American twinkle in my eye, and I was like,
"Oh, dude,
yeah, man, it'll be patriotic."
I have to say, the most American I've ever fucking felt in my life is whenever, and I can recreate this anytime I want. I can watch this as many times as I want. The fucking speech that Bill Pullman says when he's getting ready to launch the attack after the cities are down. He's like,
you want to
today we're gonna get rid of the ties and the tyranny of men, and we're gonna think of ourselves as civilization.
Don't tear down his speech.
He's like, today is not an Independence Day from tyrants or from hypocrisy, but for our freedom as humans to live.
I'm saying you can't do it as good as Bill Pullman, so don't
I
try
don't claim to be. I mean, 1,000 apologies if I think
That's
I'm
what I'm
trying to
saying.
be better than him.
You're trying to front on his speech right now. I'm just saying,
I have to. You can't just whisper it. You have to say it loud because it's so fucking passionate.
let the people experience it. Okay?
You know what? Go watch Independence Day.
It's a fucking. It's crazy.
There's no wrong time to be patriotic.
Here's it. We're not putting it down. It's just as enjoyable. It's like it was fucking. I felt
You
very.
you gotta think of it now as a period piece.
They won't have to. Like it just comes off that way. You know what I mean? It's just it feels like a parody now.
But I think I grew
We
up
didn't
with.
choose to.
But I grew up with all that technology. I grew up with the TVs where you had to press a button, you didn't have a remote. So do you think like kids that are playing with their iPads now are gonna watch that and be like, "This is like fucking
no,
Stone
you gotta
Age."
be our age. You gotta be our age and watch
They're
it.
gonna think like, "What the fuck is he doing?
You gotta be our
Pressing
age.
a button on the TV?"
You had to be like, I don't know. You had to be our age. So that's it.
I guess
Go
so.
watch that shit.
All right, go watch Independence Day.